Hey everybody, hope you're doing well, having a great day or great night so far. I do want to say, as of right now, the audio will be different for today's video because I'm moving out of my room today, so that's why it sounds a little more echoey. This is going to be the last episode of CSGO News you guys ever see in this apartment. And first off, in today's episode of CSGO News, of course, I have to share some North American news for all of you guys. The first ever North American organization to announce an academy roster was yesterday, and it was actually CLG. Just 24 hours ago, they announced this roster on screen for all of you. Kind of a surprise. When we think of the first North American team to actually announce an academy roster, you think of your Cloud9s, your Liquids, your Optics, and maybe even your TSMs. CLG was not the team that came to my mind, but they did announce that roster. Also have some young guns on that. Part of that roster, if you guys are curious, was actually formerly known as Team Rejects, and they actually played a Mountain Dew League season this past season and actually did quite well. They placed 10-6 there in the North Americas region, so did quite well, as well as the youngest player on screen right now for all of you. That's a Pro 2, is actually 17 years old, so definitely a promising lineup. Actually, their age range is, I think, 17 to 23 on this roster as of right now, and they have some good potential talent, so they are your first ever North American Academy roster. Best of luck to them in the future. And before we get into more important stories, thank you to SkinsJar. They actually sponsored this video for all of you guys who want to trade your skins. Their website will be linked down below, as well as my codes they gave me to give you guys on screen right now for all of you for some cheap money off your trading skins. Unlike yesterday where we talked about skin trading websites that were scams, this one is very well known, used by thousands of users, so thank you for everyone who actually checks their website out, and thank you to them for the sponsorship. It really means a lot to me, and thank you guys for all the great support on that. Now, more importantly for all of you, I really wanted to talk about this, obviously the main story on the thumbnail for all of you. The Maikelele struggles do continue. Now, why I want to actually explain this for all of you Maikelele fans out there, going to be a bit of a longer story, so time markers are down below for all of you, but they have certainly continued for anyone who actually joins up with Maikelele and whatever ventures he's actually done. Now, over the course of the last 15 months, he's had over 5+ teams under his name, under his belt. Definitely one of the more pronounced CSGO players when it comes to bouncing around teams, being very sporadic these last few months, as many of you guys know. Now, first off, I do want to talk about the PGL Minor European Qualifiers. This is the qualifier for the minor, for the major coming in July. Many of you guys know about, going to be hosted in Krakow. That'll be the PGL Major in July. There are going to be a total of 4 European minor qualifiers. As of right now, Maikelele and whoever teams he actually has played with has lost both of those, and they're definitely going to be a favored talent because the PGL European minor qualifiers are lower tier teams. They accept 512 teams for each of the 4 European qualifiers, and so far Maikelele and company have lost both theirs. Now, many of you guys did not hear about this story last week. Maikelele and Dignitas, Team Dignitas that is, actually lost to North Academy in the quarterfinals of the first European qualifier. They were actually swept 2-0. Now, North Academy went on to win that eventual qualifier, so not too big of an upset, especially Dignitas being one of those teams who is definitely probably overrated going into that. Now, even more so, we actually this previous week, of course, have Maikelele and PETA leave that Dignitas roster. They were joined up with by Pith, as well as Skitten, or I guess it's actually Whitten. Is that how you guys pronounce it? And they actually joined up with one of Skitten's or Whitten's teammates from Denial as well, and that was their 5-man roster. It was a kind of an undefined 5-man roster going into this week's European qualifier number 2, and this time they actually did even worse. They were actually knocked out by a Serbian team known as Binary Dragons. We've heard about them before, but even worse, they were knocked out by them 16-3 in the round of 64. So going forward, we have no idea what Maikelele's actual plan is, as well as his teammates. It seems like they're running under the name ESG as of right now, but as for a plan for the future, the struggles certainly continue for Maikelele and anyone who does join him. I do wish him the best of luck. He has 2 more European minor qualifier chances, and I really hope the best for them. But again, when it comes to a battle of 512 teams, most of those matches until the playoffs are actually best of ones. It's a really hard European qualifier to actually qualify for, and you cannot mess up once. So best of luck to Maikelele. His struggles are continuing. And bouncing off that, actually for the PGL Americas qualifier, of course we have the European qualifiers and the Americas qualifiers going on around the same time. It does seem very unfortunate for teams like Splice and other Mountain Dew League teams. Like I mentioned before, we had the CLG Academy team also in the Mountain Dew League season. They're not in the finals, but yes, Splice actually is in the finals for that, and the Mountain Dew League season finals is actually running the same time as the very first America's qualifier. Now, we're going to see this problem probably more prevalent in the future, and many of you probably know about this, the oversaturation of CSGO tournaments, qualifiers, majors, minors, whatever it may be. We're going to run into this problem probably more in the future, but for teams like Splice, who are in the Mountain Dew League season finals the same time as the American PGL qualifier, they have to choose one over the other. It does seem as of right now they're going to Mountain Dew League season finals instead. Probably a best choice, as there will be more American qualifiers for them in the future. Now, on top of this, I've actually gotten blocked by some people out there, Sadakis, by touching on their health in the past, but I do want to shout out really quick Richard Lewis. He actually posted this on Twitter yesterday. It does seem he has a little bit of an eye injury going forward, and so don't expect too much YouTube content from him for the next few weeks or for the time being. I'll link his Twitter down below for all of you guys. Best of luck to Richard in the future. I don't think he'll block me. He seems like a really good guy. But go show him some love, guys, and wish him the best of luck recovering sometime soon. So Richard Lewis did announce that yesterday. And a very important story, especially for all you Red Reserve fans out there. Many of you guys know I talked about this yesterday. I do want to actually briefly explain the whole situation of the Red Reserve team, their CSGO team going forward. So quick shout outs to Seb. I'll show his Twitter on screen for all of you guys. Seb, thank you so much for reaching out to me. This is actually the Chief of Operations for Red Reserve and a former Chief of Operations for Orbit Esports. Now, if you guys don't know the background of the story, Orbit Esports actually merged with Red Reserve a couple weeks ago, or actually a couple months ago, back in February, excuse me, and they actually had their Brazilian roster acquired by Red Reserve going forward. Now, the Brazilian roster did somewhat disband yesterday. As of right now, it does seem more likely. They lost 3 of their members. That was MCH, KNG, as well as Kike. They lost 3 of their 5 players just yesterday due to internal issues. So I do want to clarify, thank you so much to Seb for reaching out to me to clarify for all of you guys the situation which happened in that household. Now, many of you guys probably don't know the backstory to this, and Seb could not give me too many details, but it does seem the Red Reserve lineup did not leave because they had different issues or different visions with the team and the organization. The actual issues were internally for these guys, and I want to reassure you as of right now, these owners as well as Red Reserve treated these players with the utmost respect. They tried to give them opportunities they could not get anywhere else. They housed them, they paid them fairly, and I want you guys to know the reason they actually are potentially disbanding is due to internal issues. Now, Seb did reach out to me. I asked him if they were going to disband in the future or what was the future of Red Reserve CSGO. He told me he couldn't give me any details as of right now, but we'll have an announcement sometime soon in the coming weeks for all of you. So that's the Red Reserve explanation for all of you guys on what actually happened to that whole team. It does seem as of right now their future is very unlikely and not too hopeful. We'll actually know sometime soon in the future though what's going to happen to their CSGO team. And finally, I want to talk to all of you guys about an African CSGO LAN event. For the first time ever on CSGO News, I'm reporting about this. I actually forgot to mention it yesterday and the episode before for all of you. There's an African CSGO LAN event between these 8 teams on screen for all of you guys going on right now as we speak, and as you guys are watching this, I'll link the stream down below for all of you guys to go check that out. One of the very first ever African LAN events, or African hosted LAN events to be going on. It will be between 8 South African and African teams. Bravado Gaming will be one of those top tier teams there for the African nation, and they will be probably favored to actually win the tournament. Now, they will be facing off, actually hosted by Metal State and Samsung as well, and they will be facing off for 1 million Rand. Yes, Rand is actually the African currency, equivalent to about $75,000, but still for these lower tier teams, that's definitely a pretty good, significant sum of money for them. So best of luck to all those African teams competing as we speak right now. Go check it out down below, guys. And yes, I finally reported on an African story. Sounds so weird to say. But yeah, that's really all I have for you guys for today's episode of CSGO News. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for the great support this week and this past month, as well as thank you to my sponsor, SkinsJar. And yes, this is the final video you guys will be seeing in this apartment. I'm moving out today. That's why it sounds so weird audio-wise. But really quickly, lastly, for all of you guys, just for anyone who's a Cloud9 fan or North American fan in general, and wants the iBuyPower players to come back, we did have Swag come out with an interview, and pretty much he clarified on Twitter by saying he does not think the hashtag FreeBrax will bring him back. And as of right now, he does not think it'll change any stance Valve-wise when it comes to his ban being permanent if he actually will come back in the future. He still thinks it's very probable that he will not be coming back to CSGO. So, hope you guys all enjoyed. Yeah, say goodbye to this room. It's the last time you'll ever see it. It's been a good run, guys. You know, it's been a great run. I gotta pack all this stuff up, move home tonight, and I will see you guys all in tomorrow's episode, or maybe in a couple days in another episode of CSGO News. Again, I cannot thank you all enough for the great support. Leave a comment down below. I'll reply to the first 200 comments. As always, live, love, one last time from here. Remember, I like you. Goodbye.